virtue of selfishness. This is Collectivized Ethics, page 98. Such is the status of reality in the soul of any milquetoast who looks with envy at the achievements of industrialists and dreams of what beautiful public parks he could create if only everyone's lives, efforts, and resources were turned over to him. All public projects are mausoleums, not always in shape, but always in cost. The next time you encounter one of those public-spirited dreamers who tells you rancorously that some very desirable goals cannot be achieved without everybody's participation, tell him that if he cannot obtain everybody's voluntary participation, his goals had jolly well better remain unachieved, and that men's lives are not his to dispose of. And if you wish, give him the following example of the ideals he advocates. It is medically possible to take the corneas of a man's eyes immediately after his death and transplant them to the eyes of a living man who is blind, thus restoring his sight in certain types of blindness. Now, according to collectivized ethics, this poses a social problem. Should we wait until a man's death to cut out his eyes when other men need them? Should we regard everybody's eyes as public property and devise a fair method of distribution? Would you advocate cutting out a living man's eye and giving it to a blind man so as to equalize them? No. Then don't struggle any further with questions about public projects in a free society. You know the answer. The principle is the same. January 1963. Page 100, Chapter 11, The Monument Builders by Ayn Rand. What had once been an alleged ideal is now a ragged skeleton rattling like a scarecrow in the wind over the whole world, but men lack the courage to glance up and to discover the grinning skull under the bloody rags. That skeleton is socialism. 50 years ago, there might have been some excuse, though not justification, for the widespread belief that socialism is a political theory motivated by benevolence and aimed at the achievement of man's well-being. Today, that belief can no longer be regarded as an innocent error. Socialism has been tried in every continent on the globe. In the light of its results, it is time to question the motives of socialism's advocates. The essential characteristic of socialism is the denial of individual property rights under socialism. The right to property, which is the right of use and disposal, is vested in society as a whole in the collective, with production and distribution controlled by the state, by the government. Socialism may be established by force, as in the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or by vote, as in Nazi